What's going on, guys? I'm back again with another vlog, and today I'm in a neighborhood that's pretty historic. It's called the Stuyvesant Town Village, and it's been around for over 70 years. So this building was like a post-World War II. It was built, and the same company also designed the Parkchester area in the Bronx, New York. So if you look at the buildings on the first side, they're all like red. And I believe it's about 110 buildings like this. And at first it looks like a housing project, but it's actually not. It's just apartment buildings, but it has like a lot of history. And I know there's like parks in between the buildings. I've always seen in the pictures, but this is like my first time walking around it. So I'm gonna explore a little bit and take you guys with me, so join me. So walking around here is pretty much like a oasis. Like in the middle of the concrete around 14th Street to 21st Street, you found like this tall buildings that at first it might be intimidating, but actually it's nothing. It's just like it's peaceful and quiet. There's people walking around. It's cold, but it's not extremely cold, so I feel like it's a perfect day to explore around. You can see like the main attraction over there. Looks like a little plaza with the fountain and everything. So I'm gonna try to make my way around there, because this place is huge. It's like a couple of blocks and a lot of buildings. And I know in the summertime it must be much better, because now, you know, in the winter you don't see the trees, you don't see the leaves in the trees. But when the summertime comes, I know it's full of leaves, and it must be like a cool, you know, a lot of nature between the buildings. And I bet in the fall season it's beautiful too, you know, with the leaves and stuff. So like always something interesting to explore in New York City. And I'm here in this historic residential area, which maybe is nothing special, but it means a lot to me, you know, when it has a lot of history. There's a lot of squirrels running around here. So hopefully they don't attack me, but let's see what else we can find in this neighborhood. Let's hope I don't get lost walking around here. It's kind of like a little hamster walking around squares. All buildings and stuff, but I'll figure my way. I tell you, walking around neighborhoods like this, it brings me a lot of memories when I was a kid. I used to have family in Co-op City all the way up north in the Bronx. And it was pretty much like this, like apartment buildings with a park in the middle and peaceful. So yeah, it brings me a lot of memories. So this here is pretty much like a community, you know, a lot of people around here. And I don't know if you can see my background over there. It's probably like a little restaurant. And I guess people, they grab food and they hang out around here. And I see some place where you can play like some chess and some dominoes. So I believe like when the weather gets much better, it must be packed. A lot of people doing stuff over here. I know they do like little festivals around here, so it's beautiful here. So this is like the main attraction right behind me, the fountain over there you can see. So pretty much when you Google this neighborhood, this is what comes out, the fountain. Like I believe in the springtime and in the summertime it must be much better with the trees and all that. So yeah, it's pretty nice and peaceful over here. Walking around here, I spotted some police over there. They were patrolling, so it pretty much, you know, tells you how safe the neighborhood is. So that's a good sign. It's like a family. It's like a working class community. You know, I see a lot of people walking their dogs, families with their kids. So pretty nice, you know. Another thing that might not be a big deal for you guys is when I find the stairs in between the buildings. I think it's kind of like cool, you know, you just walk around, then you hear the police. It makes me feel like I'm in New York City. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm in the playground, you know, for grown-ups. I could walk around the street over here, then look at my Ford. It's like a roll walking over there, so yeah. It's pretty nice. I can see myself living around here, but yeah, it's always good to explore, you know, different neighborhoods. So I gotta say, this is a really huge apartment complex. Like, look at the stands all the way. It's like just blocks and blocks and different streets to go, you know. Like a little playground, but the good thing is that the buildings, they have a label by number, so if you live around, you already know where you're living and you don't get lost. So pretty interesting, you know. But here you can see the two To my right side is Stuyvesant, and then to this other side is pretty much similar, but it's called Peter Cooper's Village, but it also has like a lot of history. Like if you're from around here, you probably, if you're from New York or somewhere around, first thing you're probably gonna think it's like a housing project, but it's not. It's pretty much, you know, residential apartments, and I heard it's pretty nice in the inside, so that's pretty interesting. In front of me is the highway and the waterfront, and then on the other side of the waterfront is Queens, another borough. Let me see if I show you. Yeah, like one of the busiest highways, the FDR, which it goes all the way up to uptown Manhattan, so pretty nice. Another beautiful thing about this neighborhood, I know this part is pretty much underrated, but the neighborhood is right behind me, the Stuyvesant, right? And then you got the East River over here with Long Island City, Queens, and over there they got like a sign, the Pepsi Cola sign. And then like you could take the New York ferry over there. I don't know what type of route that goes up, but I think it goes pretty much uptown and downtown. Which is one of my favorite ways to commute in New York City, the ferry, you know. With 275 you get anywhere you want to go in New York City. But I think I'm gonna walk a little bit around this park because it's peaceful and quiet. So let's see. So it's like magic. Like you can see the river over here, the bridge with the highway here, which in rush hour it gets pretty packed. And then they got some benches over here you can sit down, have a meal, or play games or whatever. And then Midtown Manhattan is over this way in my background, where you see the skyscrapers. So no matter what, I never get tired of this city. There's always something to do. And I can't wait for the springtime and the summertime. It's gonna be amazing, you know? But also I wanna do a little bit more traveling in other places. Maybe Boston, I've never been there. I've been to Philly a few times, but I wanna go back and explore more. But yeah, you know, I'll do whatever I got to do, right? Pretty interesting how in the middle of the concrete jungle you try to keep a little bit of nature, like parks like this, and they put like a little history or the way how they're maintaining and stuff. So it makes it pretty interesting, you know. It's amazing how technology nowadays work, so I can't really resist it. So I think I'm just gonna jump on the ferry and head downtown. I could walk or I could take the train, but it's been a minute since I ride the ferry since last summer, so I want to sit down for a little bit and ride it. It's pretty fun, you know, and only $2.75 is pretty worth it, so let's do it. So I'm in a little scary situation, but I'm in this little land. I don't know if you can see over here. It's like a little bridge that divides the water, so this whole thing that you see, this whole thing is like shaking. So I know it's safe, but it kind of gives me a fear. I hope it doesn't collapse and I fall down. Imagine if it's like a windy day, you know. I was trying to buy the tickets and I was shaking, so you know, I get really fear. And when I was crossing that bridge over there to my background, I was scared too. But it is what it is. So, since I'm here and you guys want to take the ferry, and I got like about 8 more minutes to spare, I'm gonna show you a little bit about the routes right here behind me. So let me show you. This is pretty much the wrap of the ferry. You know, you could download the app and stuff, depending how you want to pay. Kind of like a subway, but they also have their own routes. So here you got like the routes here, like Astoria, East River, Lower East Side. I'm actually right now on the Lower East Side. I believe I'm right here. So I'm gonna go all the way here to Wall Street. So I'm on the yellow line. Then if you walk a little bit over here, sorry because I'm shaking. Over here you got the Times, Stuyvesant Code. So in a couple of minutes to Wall Street is coming the other one in 9 minutes. I know the weather's not the best, but that's how it is. The times that the ferry leaves, you know, weekends. So it's pretty simple if you learn. Here I am once again in the ferry, chilling. You can even charge your phone. So I've made a few vlogs around here, and They got like water, you can get a coffee, a drink, whatever you want. Refreshments. That's Stuyvesant right there. That's where I came from, those buildings. It's only like 5:15, but it's getting dark already. But now in a few weeks, March, the clock's gonna go 1 hour ahead, so by 6 o'clock it's still gonna be daytime, so that's gonna be cool. So, made it to downtown by Wall Street. So that was like a cool experience walking around Stuyvesant neighborhood and then taking the ferry from the Lower East Side all the way to downtown. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more and peace.